Hello, and welcome to Assisting Elections, where today I'm going to be continuing my series looking at the possible vice presidential picks for the Democratic Party and what the electoral map could look like in November if a certain candidate is chosen. And just before I get into the video, I'm just going to cover what I said in my last video, and that was looking at the Kentucky uh, Democratic Senate primary. And just an hour before recording this video, it has been announced that Amy McGrath has beaten Charles Booker in the Democratic Senate primary. And this was, a highly contested race, but has been won out by the DNC favored candidate, despite the late push by Charles Booker in the final weeks. And yeah, I just wanted to get that out of the way before I get into the video. Now, today we're going to be looking at Senator Kamala Harris of California, if she was on the Democratic ticket. And as she ran quite a rather successful Democratic campaign for the presidential nominee, whether she dropped out before any of the primaries had actually taken place. And I believe she endorsed Joe Biden eventually. I don't know if she did endorse him straight away. I think she waited a bit. But yeah, she had quite an interesting debate season with him. There was quite the fiasco on busing and Biden's record, and that she went from there. But she, as she knew that she couldn't really win the race, she started to tone her voice down a bit, trying not to, stray that far away from Biden. And she was definitely looking, at a possible VP pick. Now I'm just gonna, continue filling the map from what we've got here, which is the safe states. And let's start with the likely Democratic states. And this is, going by the current polling numbers and, trends. So we're going to see quite a blue map, if I'm going to say so myself, because the Republicans are definitely not doing too well. Donald Trump is definitely not going to be carrying some states that he carried last year as of today. So we're going to be starting with the likely states, and this would be Colorado, Nevada, Minnesota, New Hampshire, and Virginia. So all of these states went for Hillary Clinton back in 2016, and all of these states will be definitely going to Joe Biden back in 2020, no matter who the candidate is. And yeah, Kamala Harris, probably won't be carrying Iowa, and she probably won't be carrying Texas, despite definitely trends in Texas towards the Democrats in definitely the past few years, especially since 2016, where Hillary Clinton, outperformed expectation in Texas. Kamala Harris isn't the sort of candidate, not like Beto or who could rally some of the, undecided voters and moderates there. However, same with Iowa. She's not the sort of candidate that could really, get some grassroots support coming, such as Obama did. However, I think, as much as it'd be likely, it's definitely not going to be going to the Democrats come election day. Now, this is where we're going to start seeing some flips in the lean column for the Democrats. Arizona, Michigan. I'm gonna, chuck in Nebraska's second district as well as actually I think lean wires. Those are the only ones I could add in. There we go. So all of these went to Donald Trump back 2016. However, second district had flipped as well as Michigan, and all the trends, all the recent elections in the past couple of years have definitely signaled a Democratic comeback in those areas. Michigan, definitely out of all the Rust Belt states that went to Donald Trump back in 2016, is most likely to be going back to the Democrats. And I think Kamala Harris could definitely, galvanize some of the more moderate supporters there, not the radical progressives. And Arizona, being just, next door to California, her home state. I definitely think she could galvanize some of the Phoenix suburbs in that state, which it really determines where the actual election will be going, because it was only won by Trump by roughly 3% in 2016, and now there's a House majority of Democrats in the state, as well as the Senate races looking very positive for Democrats. It could definitely be a Democratic state this election cycle. Now, Republican leans, I think, probably Maine second district probably fall into that category, as well as Ohio and I'm going to say Georgia as well. Now, all of these states, went rather solidly to Trump. Two of them being flips, Ohio and Maine second district. Well, there's not been enough of the trend away from the president, to really see a flip. And as much as I think it will definitely narrow, you're not going to be seeing any margin larger than 5% in any of these states for the president. I think he'll manage to be able to hold on to these, as Kamala Harris isn't the sort of person to, get out of the vote in these areas. Ohio, she might have a better chance, but Maine second district is overwhelmingly white. Not the sort of demographic she will be targeting. I think Joe Biden, himself could get some votes in that area, but really that's not where they're going to be focusing. They're going to be focusing much more in this area and possibly the Sun Belt. Now, this is where it's currently 260 electoral votes for the Democrats. They only need 10 more, and I think I'm going to be giving every single electoral vote that is currently up for grabs to the Democrats in this situation. And that would probably be a lean margin in Pennsylvania, probably a lean margin in Florida, and a tilt in North Carolina and Wisconsin, which would give Kamala Harris as VP and Joe Biden as the presidential nominee 334 votes to Trump and Pence's 204 electoral votes. Now, in these states, I could definitely see, all of them flipping from Republican to Democrats, from Republican to Democrat. There's definitely been trends in all of these states. I think, North Carolina and Wisconsin are probably the two that could go either way. But by that point, as long as the Democrats win Florida, Michigan, and Pennsylvania, I think they can win the election. Because all the other states that, they could be looking at flipping more likely, such as the second district and Arizona, they will just come along. They're a lot less important electoral vote-wise. And that is how it is decided. Florida definitely, Joe Biden, I think Kamala Harris only strengthens the support in areas such as Miami-Dade and maybe the Orlando suburbs as well. Wisconsin probably narrowly go to the Democrats in this situation. Again, the Milwaukee and Madison suburbs could definitely get some votes increase out there. But I think Kamala Harris overall is much more of the centrist choice, moderate, nothing too progressive. Of course, she stands for some progressive things, such as Joe Biden. They have to adopt some of these policies that they wouldn't have done if there was not Elizabeth Warren or Bernie Sanders, who did very well in the race, in the primary race. However, I think at the current state of affairs, with Trump solo in the polls and Joe Biden, seemingly surging above what he's got before, I think this is definitely a realistic scenario if the election was held today. And given that the vice presidential nominee will be chosen probably within a month from now, it's going to be very interesting to see who Biden eventually goes for. And this is the final map that I've come up with if Kamala Harris was his running mate. So thank you for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all again soon.